are the margins there? So this is what I'm going to show you next. Are the margins there? So we need to figure out if the margins are there on this product, right? That's very important. And again, the margins should be somewhere around 30 to 50%. So let's go back to, let's go back here. Hold on one second for me. Okay. So let's go back to, so what we're going to do is this. So we need to pull up the product sourcing calculator. So we're going to go, actually, we're going to go to the Online Secrets members area, right? You're going to log into the Online Secrets members area. You're going to come down here and you're going to get the new product sourcing calculator. See that right here, new product sourcing calculator. And this is the Online Secrets workbook that I talked about earlier, right here. So if you click on this, you can download it. I already have it open because I wanted to be prepared for the webinar. This is it right here. So what we need to do is we need to find the price we can sell this product for. Okay, so let's do that first. So let's go back over to Amazon. Okay, so let's take this one for an example, this 7-piece set.
Hey, it's Mike here, and we just launched version 7 of our Amazon training course, where we walk you through the process of how we sold just in the last 30 days, our first 30 days, over 1,000 products with the brand new ranking strategies that we're now showing to the public. We've trained over 1,000 students, and last year alone we did over $3.2 million online. And if you go to my site, put your credit card away, enter just your first name and your email address, I'll immediately send you a series of free training videos that walk you through the process.
So sandwich felt board. All right, so what we'll want to do is this. Let's go up here and let's type in sandwich felt board right here, just like that, for all departments. It's going to pull up all these, right? All these different sandwich felt boards. Some of them aren't really felt boards, so you have to go through and weed the ones out that aren't exactly what you're looking for. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Hold on a second for me. Sandwich felt board wall decoration. I think that's what decoration. Yeah, because I was just thinking about the title from these wall decorations. See that? Let's see if that might be a better keyword. Sandwich felt board wall decoration. Okay, let's see here. Okay, yeah, see how there's a bunch of those there as well. And here's our 7-piece set right here. Okay, so let's hit this is AmazonRankBooster.com. It's called the Xarray extension right here. So let's click on that. I'm just curious, I want to see something here real quick. Okay, so let's sort by revenue. Okay, perfect. And this is our set here. Okay, good. So we would have to go through, I mean, we have a whole strategy about, how to figure out the most competitive sale price for the product. But real quick, what you would want to do is you would want to search for, well, I'll show you exactly what you want to do. I have a sheet right here. Let me show you. So remember the sheet that I put the Online Secrets MC on? So to calculate your most competitive sale price, you'll want to run Xarray for your top 3 keywords, get the average prices for those top 3 keywords, add them together, and then divide by 3 to get a competitive selling price. So what do I mean by that? So let's go back to Amazon. So see this average price here? You would want to take the top 3 keywords for this product, which we show you how to do in other webinars. You would have to run a Cerebro search on your top 3 competitors, and then get your list of keywords, take your top 3 of those keywords, and then just search for them, just like I did on Amazon. And then you would take all three average prices right here, 3704. You'd add the next average price to that, and then the next average price to that, and then divide by 3 to get a competitive selling price. So what you would want to do in this case is get rid of the outliers, right? Like that's an outlier. You get rid of that. That's not a similar product. That's an outlier. Get rid of that. That's still a board. I would keep that. That's an outlier. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That's an outlier. You could keep that. Get rid of that. That's an outlier. Keep that. Get rid of that. That's an outlier. Get rid of that. That's an outlier. Keep that. That's something completely different. Keep that. That's something completely different as well. Okay, that's something similar. And then you're going to look for products that have very high sale prices. Like these are all outliers here. I mean, look at this, 60. Yeah, you got to get rid of that. Got to get rid of that. Anything that's got really high or really low sale price, you want to get rid of. You can keep that. You can keep that. Keep that. Here's another one that's got a high sale price. You want to get rid of that. Want to get rid of that. And there we go. That gives you that price of roughly $25.99, right? So that's what you could price yours against. But again, you would want to do this. You would want to do that same exact process 2 more times with 2 different keywords, right? So ultimately, you're doing that process for 3 keywords. And what you're doing is you're getting and you're doing it for your top 3 keywords. Whenever you do your Cerebro search based on your top 3 competitors, and you get your list of your 50 top keywords, you want to take the top 3 based on search volume and do the exact process I just showed you. And then you'll add all 3 of the prices together. So you would add the 2571. Let's say the next keyword was 32. The next keyword was 30. You'd add all those 3 average prices together, divide by 3. That would be your competitive sale price. But for this example, let's just go with, I'm going to go with $24.99 in my product sourcing calculator, just to go a little bit under the price here. Okay, so I'm going to go $24.99. Okay. Now we've got to go figure out the price per unit. So what we're going to do there is this. We're going to first go over back to the presentation. Okay, are the margins there? Okay. Does it sell well? Yes, we definitely saw that it sells well, right? It's doing like over $700,000 a month. Can I compete? We know we can compete based on the criteria. Are the margins there, right? So where do we get pricing? Okay, so we get preliminary pricing from 2 different sites, right? And actually 3, because we could use our team in China for that as well. But for initially looking at the product to see if it's going to make sense to take it to the next step, you can use these 2 different sources. So Alibaba.com and globalsources.com. So for Alibaba.com, you just literally want to go over to Alibaba.com, right? And you're going to search for the product. So you could, if you don't already have an account created, just create an account, sign in. If you sign into an account, then all of your messages back and forth with the manufacturers and everything will be saved. So I highly recommend that. And if you end up doing business through Alibaba, you definitely want to make sure you have an account created. So let's see here. So we want to take, so it was sandwich felt board wall decoration, right? Decoration, sandwich felt board wall decoration. Yep. So we're going to search that. Okay. We'll get some, here we go. See, here's that product. So we want to go, you always want to choose trade assurance right here, and you always want to choose verified supplier. And I'll tell you why. Trade assurance protects your money if you decide to do business through Alibaba. You know, like if you do business with a manufacturer and you know, they take your money for the order but never send you the product, trade assurance protects you against that, so you can get your money back if something shady goes down. That's just an example. And then verified supplier are internal checks by Alibaba that manufacturers have to meet for them to become verified suppliers. So I'm not going to do business with any manufacturer that can't guarantee me that I'm going to get my money back if they do something shady. And then I'm definitely not doing business with a supplier that can't meet Alibaba's internal checks, right? Because I want to do business with a legitimate manufacturer, right? And if they can't meet Alibaba's internal checks, then I'm not doing business with them. So here we go. We've got some different opportunities here for you know, to get initial pricing. So let's go back here though. I want to look at, let me get rid of these. I want to look at this listing again. Okay, so that was a 7-piece set. 7-piece set. So we're gonna have to keep that in mind when we're looking at this here. So let's see here. So you can scroll through and see that there's different manufacturers for these, but just for this example, this is what you want to do. So let's go in here. Let's check this one out. Okay, so 21 cents per piece, 21 cents per piece. So we need to look at, so that would be, let's pull up the calculator here. Hold on a second. Let's figure this out right now. Let me find my calculator. Bear with me one second here. Here we go. All right, let's pull open the calculator. Okay, so let's go. So we know we need 7 pieces in each set. Okay, so but first let's figure out the price. 21 cents times 10,000 equals 2,100. There we go. So 21 cents times 10,000 pieces is $2,100, right? So 2,100 for 10,000 pieces. So what we do now is 10,000 pieces, 10,000 pieces divided by 7, right? So that would be 1,428 sets of 7. So how much is 7 pieces going to cost us? So 7 pieces is going to cost us 21 cents times 7, right? $1.47 per unit. So we're looking at a unit of 7, right? So you saw what I did there, right? So watch this. So 10,000 units divided by 7 is 1,428 sets of 7, right? If you times this by 7, 10,000 units, right? So there you go. So again, we are at 21 cents times 7 equals $1.47 for a set of 7, right? So that is how much we can buy 7 for, right? So that's what we would put into our product sourcing calculator. So real quick though, before we do that, look on Alibaba here how you can learn all about the manufacturer as well, right? You see all this? Also, before we do that, I want to show you guys something here real quick, how you can contact the supplier through here, right? So if you want to talk to the supplier and see if you can get a better deal than this, which I highly recommend doing, you can go contact supplier. And we'll come back to that $1.47 here in a second. And we actually have, if you go back over to the Online Secrets membership area, you'll want to come over here to the manufacturer outreach doc. You see that? So click on this. And this is the document that we use when we reach out to manufacturers.
Hey, it's Mike here, and we just launched version 7 of our Amazon training course, where we walk you through the process of how we sold, just in the last 30 days, our first 30 days, over 1,000 products with the brand new ranking strategies that we're now showing to the public. We've trained over 1,000 students, and last year alone we did over $3.2 million online. And if you go to my site, put your credit card away, enter just your first name and your email address, I'll immediately send you a series of free training videos that walk you through the process.
So you want to click on that, and you'll see it pops up right here, right? And then you'll just want to copy and paste this information right here, copy and paste. And let's go back over to Alibaba, okay? And then you can just copy and paste that information right into here. See, there we go. So you would say, you know, hello, my name is, I would put Mike here, right? Mike. Okay, I'm a retailer in the United States. I'm looking to source your sandwich felt board. Get rid of all that. Your sandwich felt board. And would like to know a few things. What's your minimum order quantity? Okay. Well, they say their minimum order quantity is 10,000 pieces, but maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I've found that that's not always accurate, so you always want to ask. But in this case, since we do see it's 10,000 units, you're going to want to change these numbers here. You know, if you're buying one individual product, then these numbers would be okay. Like, you know, a wireless charger, for example. You would ask for the minimum order quantity 500 and 1,000. But since we know that the minimum order quantity is most likely 10,000, we would change this to 15,000 and let's say 20,000 units, right? Because, you know, most of the time when you purchase more volume, it becomes less expensive per unit. That's how it works. So let's get prices, right? Because at, you know, the difference in price between 10,000 units and 15,000 units, we might want to go with the 15,000 units if it helps our margin out, right? Or we might want to go with 20,000 units because 20,000 units should cost less per unit than 15,000 units, and 15,000 units should cost less per unit than 10,000 units, right? So yeah, you would just change that there, and then you would also want to, you're always going to ask for what's called a deliver duty paid for shipping. That means all the shipping costs are encompassed into the quote. That means that they're going to give you a door-to-door quote from the manufacturer's door to the Port of LA. They're also going to make sure the US Customs duties and fees are included as well. And I'm not going to go into this right now because we go into this in great detail on why we put the you know, ship to as the Port of LA. But basically we put the ship to as the Port of LA because until you create what's called an FBA inbound shipment, you don't know exactly which Amazon warehouse your product's going to go to. But the cool thing is we have a strategy for that. So if you put the Port of LA as the ship from address into Amazon's system when you're creating your FBA inbound shipment, it'll route it to a warehouse very close to the Port of LA. So your quoted price here and your actual invoice price will be very, very similar. Not to mention the distance between China and LA, the Port of LA, that's one of the shortest distances between China and the US, is the distance between China and the Port of LA. So anytime we can save time on transit, that equates to saving money on the actual freight forwarding. So it comes with multiple benefits following this strategy of using the Port of LA for quoting purposes, and then also putting in the Port of LA as the ship from address when you're creating your FBA inbound shipment. And if you have any questions around that, just please reach out to us on Voxer, and we'll be more than happy to help you. So you'll want to change this here as well. So you change this to 15,000 units here, right? And then you'll change this to 20,000 units, okay? 20,000 units, okay? And like I said, it includes, I still write it out just to clarify. Please include door-to-door shipping and the U.S. custom duties and fees in the shipping cost. Also, please use the Port of Los Angeles for the ship to address, right? And you'll just hit send inquiry now, just like this. Boom, right? Send inquiry now. That's literally all you have to do. So again, if you found this manufacturer here, like we just found, contact supplier, okay, contact supplier, copy and paste, right? Put in all the information like I just put it in. And then down here at the very bottom, you would want to, oh, and then the next step too here that it's good to go over, that was on the last one we just looked at, but what is your lead time to produce this sort of product? That's very, very important as well, right? Because if a manufacturer is going to take, 90 days to manufacture your product, well, obviously you can't go with them, right? If they're going to take 15 or 30 days, then that's more typical, or even 45 days. So that's why we asked that question as well. And then you would come down here and you would just, put your name right here, right? You just put Mike, right? And if you want to make it look better, you can just go like that, and that's it. And then you send it off just like I did. And you're going to have to do that multiple times. Like any manufacturer that sells this type of product, you're going to have to send in 10, 15, 20, 30 different, quote requests, because honestly, if you sent 20 out, you might get 1 or 2 back that answer your questions properly. Honestly, it's just the name of the game on Alibaba. And just realize that too. Like, don't think you're going to send 20 quote requests out and get 20 perfect quotes back. You're not. The manufacturers are going to be, they'll miss some of the questions. Some of the quotes will come back that won't even make sense. So, those manufacturers that don't want to take the time and due diligence to make sure the quotes are correct, I just forget them. Just push them to the side and look at the ones that actually make sense. But it is a numbers game here with sending out those quote requests. You've got to send 20, 30, 40 quote requests out to get, a handful back that are actually going to make sense. And it's important to do that so you know what the market price is for your product, right? So get 4 or 5 solid quotes back. Quotes that are answering all your questions on that manufacturer outreach letter that I just went over. And then you'll know the market value of your product. So let's go. I want to show you guys one more thing, and this is something new. We've got a new site where you can search for products, right, and get initial pricing. It's called globalsources.com, globalsources.com. And they have a search engine right here, right? Like if you wanted to go search wireless chargers, for example, right? You would go search. Right? Look, wireless chargers. See, so you can get initial pricing. Or let's go with our example that we just looked at. Our sandwich felt board wall decoration, right? Sandwich felt board wall decoration. Okay? Let's look at this, right? See? There's multiple for this as well. And then, you would want to hit the different, verified manufacturers for this as well. That would be important, right? And you got to scroll through this stuff. I mean, some of this isn't going to be viable. I mean, but here's some here, So yeah, this is just another site to look at, for different products. If you want, like a second, a second resource to go to, right? Well, I've used this in the past many a times, and I've been able to get, my preliminary pricing through here. But they have a full list of products in here, just like Alibaba. And just again, make sure you choose verified manufacturers. And you can find anything here. Like if you were looking for a jump rope, for example, like they've got all the products, just like Alibaba. See, same thing. So yeah, just another source, just another resource for you guys. And then, so let's go back to the presentation here real quick. All right, so preliminary pricing, right? So are the margins there? So now let's go back and actually use our product sourcing calculator, right? So let's go back to our product sourcing calculator, okay? Hold on 1 second for me. So again, remember we chose our price of $24.99, and if you remember right, based on what we just looked at in terms of pricing per unit, what we could get it for is roughly $1.47. So let's just say $1.50 here, right? $1.50, okay? Our shipping costs per unit, those things are going to be really light and small, so $1. And I'm just, again, you're going to get that information once you get those quotes back, but I've been doing this for so long, I can tell you it's probably going to be somewhere around $1. $1 is probably a little high, but let's just stay high with the scenario. Ads, Amazon PPC ads, Facebook ads, right in the very beginning, you're looking at $2 a unit roughly. And we'll go into this in much more detail in later webinars. So don't think I'm just glossing over that, because that's very important. You've got to market your product to sell it. Oh, an FBA fee. Let me show you how we get the FBA fee. So hold on, let's go back here. So this is our product. So the FBA fee is right here, $7.18. So with Amazon Rank Booster powered by Helium 10, they add this cool graph in here showing you the sales history, and then they also add in a revenue calculator of their own. So $7.18 is what we need to use in the product sourcing calculator. So let's go back to the product sourcing calculator. So $7.18, 718, okay. And let's go back here for 1 second. Okay, so let's recap this. So the selling price, based on the strategy I showed you guys, we came out to $24.99. Price per unit, $1.50, which we looked on Alibaba for that. Shipping cost per unit, like I said, $1, $2 for ads in the beginning, $7.18 FBA fee, leaves us a profit per unit of $13.31 and a 53% margin. So preliminarily, from a 30,000 foot overview, this product, being that it's meeting the margin range of 53, you know, it's over the margin range, right? Our margin range is somewhere between 30% and 50%. This is 53%. So this would be a candidate to move to the next step of the process, right? We're going to take it, now we would take it to our 10-point checklist to see if it met that criteria. If it did meet that criteria, you know, and, you know, we also looked at how much it's going to cost us for Amazon PPC spend. That's something else we do along with the 10-point checklist. You know, based on the keywords associated to the product, we see how, you know, how much we're actually going to have to spend per keyword. But like I said, roughly you can feel safe at somewhere around $2 per unit in the very beginning. So we look at all that criteria, right? So let's go back to the presentation. Remember, does it sell well? Can we compete? Are the margins there? We know it sells well, right? 765,000, I believe it was. Can we compete? Yes, we put in our criteria, we compete, we can compete, you know, based on the criteria we put in. You know, the reviews weren't high at all. I think it had like 9 or 10 reviews. And we can compete on price. We just looked at that. And then now we know we can compete with the margin. The margin's there as well, right? Does the product preliminarily make sense? Yes, absolutely it does, right? And so now you would, like I said earlier, you would reach out to as many suppliers as you possibly can, right? Like I said, you got to get 20, 30, 40 different quotes to get a handful back that makes sense, right? So that's just the name of the game. Don't get frustrated with that. It's always been like that. That's what you have to do. But if you send out 30 or 40, you will get a handful back that makes sense, and then you'll be able to compare the prices to make sure the prices are competitive, which is extremely important as well. But just make sure all those questions are answered on the on our template, on our manufacturer outreach template, like all those questions need to be answered by the manufacturer. That's very, very important. You have to have the cost per unit. You have to have the cost for shipping. If they give you an overall cost for shipping for like, 10,000 units, for example, you'll just have to do the math and figure out, the cost per unit for shipping. And you can easily do that once you get the overall number for shipping. Like if they say it's, X amount of dollars for 10,000 units, then you just have to do the math. Okay, so that's exactly what you do, right? And then you can also, once you go through this process of getting quotes from Alibaba or globalsources.com, you can then reach out to our team in China and say, hey, I've done my research, I've gotten quotes from Alibaba, I've gotten quotes from Global Sources. Can you get me quotes on this product as well, right? Get quotes from our team in China. Our team in China is called jingsourcing.com. And if you go over to module 3 in our members area, we teach you all about our team in China in that module. So check that out when you get a chance. So, and then you can compare the quotes you get from our team in China to the quotes that you've already received from Alibaba and Global Sources. And then you can compare the prices to make sure that the price is competitive, right? Like you'll know what the market cost is for your product if you get all those quotes. You know what I mean? Most of the time, our team in China does a great job of helping us beat any other quotes that we get. You just have to speak with your representative about that. But again, go over to module 3 in the members area and you'll learn all about our team in China and exactly, what they can do, what they can do for you.
I've really felt like since I've joined, this is one of the best decisions I've made in my life.
From August 2nd to September 2nd, I generated 15,000 in sales.
I did about 6K one day.
We set a goal of 300 sales in the first 2 weeks, and we met that in 8 days.
Our first 12, 13 days, we've averaged just over $1,000 per day in revenue.
Right now I've got 74 5-star reviews, bestseller ranks at 29, and I've sold in 45 days almost 500 units.
We are moving about 15 to 20 units per day right now.
We were #1 new release on Amazon within 24 hours.
So the last 12 months would have been in July. I reached I guess 6 figures.
I've seen the result and I've been very impressed.
Today actually is ironic that we're making this video because we hit our biggest numbers sales organically.
We still made 150% on our investment.
By far, the level of accountability you guys bring and support to your team it's uncanny.
What you guys are teaching us changed my life.
Just mind-blowing and very helpful in helping us launch our products.
We were able to create an entire business from scratch with no knowledge before, really, of how to sell on Amazon.
It gave us basically a roadmap to get involved in e-commerce without having to reinvent a wheel.
If I didn't have this training to follow, I'm sure it would be very difficult for me to research everything and to come up with a process that would work.
The way Mike and Matt teach is really a foolproof method.
The quality and integrity of the program is amazing. The clarity of instruction, and the detail of instruction is really easy to follow along.
I've been amazed with how robust and how much information they have in their program.
I get so much information from the training videos and it's incredible.
Love the modules that I can listen to them again and again.
The steps that are laid out are very much succinct and something that you can follow.
It really is good to just consistently go over and over and over the same the basics in order to get your business up and running.
Everything that you've taught me so far has been useful. I've used a number of it both in this side business and also at my day job.
You guys been helping me out with the Voxer talks, the live training videos that you guys have been sending me.
Learning that this even exists, learning the process and how to be successful has really been great.
I like how the information can be applied to other businesses, other online ventures that you might want to do.
We love this business for the business model.
I'm just so excited to be selling online and making money in a way that I never thought I would.
I'm just excited to
get this started.
If you want free time and you know how this passive income system can work, I think you'll see the same thing.
Ultimately, pour into the things that I love, and for me personally, that's my family.
I'm just grateful for you guys. I feel like you're super positive.
One of the things that you guys do is set the tone for giving everything you've got.
You go above and beyond.
They aim to over-deliver. They don't need to do as much as they do, but they do it anyway.
Mike and Matt are just regular people. Successful, but willing to share the knowledge and help us become successful too.